the fourth down catch, back to throwing well beyond the sticks. This was the first drive. It was 4th and 3, I believe, from the 35-yard line. Right. Jalen Hurts rolls left. And forget about the red line. I'm going for the goal line. Unbelievable. Directs traffic. DeVonta Smith. What a catch. And then, you can't see anything from the initial angle to suggest he did not secure the ball. But he gets up quickly. They come up to the line of scrimmage. Fox doesn't show us the key replay until after the touchdown and the extra point and back from commercial. Kyle Shanahan didn't see this angle. They sure as hell didn't put it on the video board at Lincoln Financial Field where it's clearly incomplete. So no red flag is thrown. No challenge is made. And, Chris, here's the most important thing. And Fox was working pretty hard to give broadcast partner NFL a pass on this. Mike Pereira, and I love Mike Pereira, but I'm calling BS on Pereira basically saying the league is stuck with the same angles that we get. And I know in the truck they're looking at all the different camera angles, and sometimes they find one late, and then they have to say, gee, do we even show it at all? We didn't find it in time. We should have found it sooner. The NFL's got access in real time to all of those angles and more. They have the Hawkeye system. They tout it all the time. They're in the command center at 345 Park Avenue, and they've got everything there. Every angle, and they didn't see it either, because that's one of those plays where, thanks to the expedited replay review, the sky judge, whatever name you want to apply to it, they could have stepped in and said, after further discussion, the ball struck the ground, it's an incomplete pass. Kyle Shanahan shouldn't have even had to throw the red challenge flag. So it wasn't just him not throwing the flag. And I guess you could argue, he should have sensed something was up. He should have thrown the red flag because the Eagles are moving fast to the line of scrimmage. How many coaches throw a red challenge flag based simply on possibility because the offense is hustling? You're throwing away one of your 2 red flags.
That's right.
And a timeout when you have not seen it yourself,
right,
and none of your people have seen it.
That's right.
That's a lot to expect of Kyle Shanahan.
Right. And if he challenged it and he was wrong, everybody would go, oh, you're an idiot. You didn't even see the replay, and you challenged it. What an idiot you are. It's another one of those, like, Jermaine Pratt with the Bengals game. You can't win sometimes when you're in professional sports. You can't. But, like, that's one where, I'd like to see the NFL jump in there. What was the number one telltale sign right away that you didn't think that maybe it wasn't a catch? What was the number one thing? Exactly.
DeVonta Smith getting up. He knew.
So right away. I mean, come on. We've all watched film. I'm sitting there going, I don't think he caught it. That's why he's doing it. I'm yelling this to my son and my wife. I don't think he caught it. That's why he's doing this. I mean, that was the telltale sign, right? They hadn't been running the hurry-up offense at all before that. So that's one where, why can't the league just slow down play for a minute and be like, we're going to see this the right way, and the referee's going to put his foot in the ball and be like Captain Morgan for a second, and we're going to sit there and make sure we get it right. Like that to me is where the league or Sky Judge or somebody should step in and be like, hey, they're hurrying up. That's great. Hey, Johnny, get on the ball here. Stop it for a second. We just got to see one more angle here before we let, blow the whistle for play. That's all that had to be done. And that to me is easy.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
For the same reason that some are saying Shanahan should have seen that frenetic effort by the Eagles as a sign to throw the red flag. That should have been a sign to the officials and to 345.
Exactly.
Hang on. I mean, if you can come in and kill a play during the play and do a mulligan because the play ran forward, you could – because really, what's –
We've seen them huddle and do stuff all year, like the whole year.
Right.
Now, in this game, this is when I wanted to see you get it right for sure. So, yeah, that's where it bothers me.
But let's take this all the way back to the origin of replay and understand where this logic flows from. It's very simple. They set up replay review so that you have a window to try, if you have that red challenge flag, to overturn the ruling on the field, or the booth can buzz down up and until the moment that the next play is snapped, until it's initiated. So that tells the team that thinks they may be getting away from something to put the pedal to the metal and get up there and snap the ball to short-circuit the whole process. This is all part of his strategy aimed at short-circuiting the fair and just process of reviewing what happened. So I think they're fully within their rights.
Agreed.
And this is something, I guarantee you, somebody from NFL Network is going to say the NFL is going to consider in the offseason changing the mechanics to allow the officials to pause the action so that an expedited review has a fair chance of occurring. Because that's ultimately what it comes down to. You don't get a fair chance if you're Kyle Shanahan to decide whether or not to throw the red flag, or if you're the sky judge, expedited review, booth assistant, whatever, to figure out what's going on, because the team that's trying to get away with something is trying to short circuit the whole process. That doesn't seem right to me. And if it doesn't seem right to me, my sense is it doesn't seem right to most people, and maybe it doesn't seem right to the league, Chris, and they'll do something about it.
Yeah, hopefully. And again, we know how the game shook out. The Eagles won. We know that. These are just things I think we're looking at it as fans of the sport, two guys that love the sport. That we just go, hey, you could clean that up and fix that. So we don't have to worry about that, that play being the difference of a game where it's, oh, wait, the Eagles won 28-27, and now all we're talking about on a Monday morning is that play that maybe they didn't win the game with if they didn't have that. So, it didn't come back to haunt the NFL or anybody else there. But, yes, as much as we saw the referees group huddle, listening to their ear the whole year, that's one where, yeah, you wish they could do that and see that the fix was in a little bit, that obviously the Eagles were worried about something. Let's slow it down. Let's get a look. Let's get it right and move on from there. But, yeah, just big moment in the game. You got that play right there, 7-0, wow. Brock Purdy right after it, and you just felt like the 49ers were hanging on for dear life kind of after that, slugging it out, being physical, playing tough, but just, with a leg chopped out from underneath them as far as how they could compete against maybe the most well-orchestrated team in all of football in Philadelphia.
Before we put that DeVonta Smith play completely to bed, let's give Kyle Shanahan an opportunity to explain why he didn't pull out the red flag and throw it on the field and get what would have been the ball 1st and 10 from his own 35. Here's Shanahan.
Kyle, on that first drive, the replays pretty clearly showed that DeVonta Smith did not catch that ball. Why was it a challenge?
Because the replay we saw didn't definitely show that. We saw one up on the scoreboard. I was going to throw one anyways, just to hope to take the chances, but they showed one up on the scoreboard that didn't have all the angles you guys saw, and that looked like a catch, and so we don't want to waste the timeout, which we definitely would have if we didn't see that. But then I heard they got a couple other angles, and you guys end up seeing later that it was not a catch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I guess he could have called timeout and hoped that somehow the Fox truck would have produced that replay faster.
Right.
And Fox is skating with no scrutiny whatsoever on this. That's part of the obligation, is to have eyes on that board and spot the replay, find the angle. And this wasn't some obscure angle after sifting through 20 different cameras. That's an angle trailing the catch. I'd like to think that of all the people that are sitting in that truck trying to produce that game, and this would apply to any network, you got eyes on those screens, and somebody's going to say, hey, 27, there it is. Pull that one up. Oh, there it is. The ball's on the ground. I don't know how that doesn't come up sooner than it did. We didn't see it at all until after the commercial. We didn't see it on the ensuing plays. We didn't see it before the extra point. And I wonder whether somebody was tempted to just pretend they didn't see it at all.
I wondered. But I was going to go back and DVR it. What, they showed one replay of a montage, I think, going away to commercial. And there was one right before they cut away where I went, I got up. I was like, I don't think he caught that ball. And then they came back and they showed that exact angle, and you realize he didn't. But it's a tough situation. And I think, the thing you brought up is probably the best way a coach can combat that. Coaches, yes, timeouts they're dear, and we know how important they are. But first half timeouts, okay, they're not the end of the world for a situation like that. Maybe you do burn it and go, okay, we're going to hey, my team, it's emotional. Let's take a deep breath anyways, and let's take another look at this, play right here. Let's regather ourselves anyway so we're at full strength to stop them inside the 10. Maybe that's the only thing you do any differently. But it's a tough situation. And, yes, you'd like to think that this day and age, 2022, 97,000 cameras at every freaking game, that you could see a replay within 10 seconds after it happening to know whether that should be challenged or not. So that's disappointing too. You can blame Shanahan to a degree, certainly, but you're right. The NFL, Fox, everybody's got to take a little blame in that. That was a very tough situation.
And the easy fix, and this is a great idea from you, and I'm going to pull that thread and try to articulate it and maybe get some people to listen and act on it. There has to be a protocol in place for pressing pause. Because this isn't a strategic. It's you know it when you see it.
Exactly. This is not strategic. They're not in a hurry-up offense.
We're not going into hurry-up offense.
Right.
We're not trying to catch the defense in a favorable selection of players.
Exactly.
We're trying to get the ball snapped so somebody doesn't have a chance to go back and take away that thing we got that we shouldn't have gotten. Because we know it, and we want to get this ball snapped before they figure it out. There's just something viscerally wrong with that, and we've accepted it for 20-plus years. It's just part of the game. It's part of the strategy. Oh, we got away with one. Go snap the ball, snap the ball, snap the ball. Yes, we got away with it. I mean, what kind of message does that send? If you're fast enough, you get away with shit? Come on. I think the time has come. And that's why these big standalone games where we all watch, because these things happen from time to time when they're playing 9 games at once. Very rarely does one thing pop out above everything else. And usually it happens in a primetime game where we're all watching. This is a moment to have, and there are multiple things that came out of yesterday, where the league can say, we should look at this, we should look at that, we should look at that. So we're just trying to help make the game better. We're not trying to bring anybody down. We're trying to avoid these situations in the future because you're right, Chris, they got lucky. They got lucky that the thing with the mulligan in the Chiefs-Bengals game didn't affect the outcome of the game, and they got lucky that didn't affect the outcome of the game. Because if it had, it's all we'd be talking about all week long.
That's right. Fortunately we're not. But, yeah, these are things that I think for the better of the sport, we'd like to see him fixed, going forward. We can make it better. We don't see that in any other sports, right? I mean, we don't want to see that. I'm watching the Australian Open. We don't go, oh, it was out. Hurry up, serve the ball. It was out. Because we're gonna, you know what I mean? Hey,
give me the ball, kid. Give me the ball.
It was a home run that was foul. Oh, hurry up, pitch it one more time because I don't want them to figure out it was really a foul. Come on, that's where we're better than that. We've evolved as humans in the sport and everything. That's where we can get better. But hey, the more important thing is, and let's not forget about this: the Eagles are going to the freaking Super Bowl, right? They're a damn special team. It stinks the way that game unfolded. Jalen Hurts obviously not totally 100% yet, but I think once they realized the situation of Brock Purdy, they kind of played conservative, just said, let's just win the game. Let's not worry about how we look or how many highlights are on TV later on. So really, really a lot of credit to them. Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, the job he's done there. Howie Roseman, I mean, just 5 years ago, to be in the Super Bowl with that team and to kind of rebuild the team to where we're going, this is one of the better built, complete football teams we've seen in the league the last few years. I mean, there's not a real weakness you can look at anywhere. It's going to be cool. It really is. And then you add in the fact of Andy Reid and Mahomes, and it's the Chiefs and the Eagles and all of that. Wow, I know I'm excited. It's a great Super Bowl matchup, and we got two, Clash of the Titans type teams here in the AFC and the NFC.
When you look at the overall offensive production of the Eagles yesterday, if you would just cut it short of their total touchdowns, you would say, I think they lost the game. Because it wasn't overpowering offensively. 121, I think, net passing yards. Yeah. But they still got it done.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.